With the evening news, we can see the direct correlation with the pharmaceutical industry and say what Anderson says. And we know that's where a lot of the American public and the world get their information. The government obviously has its own ties to the business through these health officials. What about big tech? Because I got strike after strike on my YouTube channel back in 2020. I was forced to create this digital freedom platform because we could not stream episodes with you, with all sorts of other people that were saying the same things you were saying. You have been banned, shadow banned, and blocked by Facebook, by Instagram. I watched over the years. How does big tech fit into this whole piece of the pie? Because obviously it's very hard to see a direct correlation. So yeah, how does that work?
There are three reasons why big tech is censoring us, that I can see. One is the technology companies have deep relationships with the pharmaceutical industry. So Google owns 3 vaccine companies. Google's parent company, which is called Alphabet, is a vaccine maker. They own 3 companies that are making vaccines, including, universal flu vaccines and COVID vaccines. And all of these companies make a substantial part of their revenue with side deals with pharmaceutical companies by, one thing that they do is that they're monitoring your health. They're watching you with Siri and with what you order, and those algorithms are telling them if you're sick, if you're likely to buy a drug, and then they do targeted advertising, and that's a partnership. In some cases, they're actually letting the pharmaceutical company like GlaxoSmithKline has a deal with Google, where I think it's a $76 million deal, where they are actually running part of that that program to mine the users for medical vulnerabilities that they can exploit. That's one issue. The other issue is that they're under tremendous pressure from the government to censor any information that challenges government orthodoxies. And, I know this because I'm suing Facebook right now, and we're in discovery, and we're very attuned to what they've done. But, Alex Berenson, who used to work for the New York Times, is in discovery and got a document for the same kind of case that I have. And he got a document dump a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago that showed that there's been direct communications, in fact, a regular meeting between the big tech groups in the White House about censoring people like me, specifically anybody who's part of the disinformation dozen, which is a group of people that they say, broadcast misinformation. And I want to say this to the outset. The word misinformation, as they use it, has nothing to do with factual accuracy. And they admit this. It is any statement, this is how they define it, that challenges government orthodoxies on vaccines or medical intervention. So anything that diminishes vaccine uptake or that tends to cast the CDC or the WHO in a bad light or challenges their public assertions, those are regarded as misinformation, no matter what. The factual accuracy is irrelevant. And let me just say this about myself. We have a huge fact-checking department. You mentioned my book. My book is essentially a 900-page book. It has 250,000 words. It has 2,200 footnotes. And a lot of it, and it's been censored. There's also a lot of people, we have to presume, from the industry that are looking at that book and looking for vulnerabilities, looking for places where I made a misstatement. We have a huge fact-checking operation at CHD. We have 320 PhD scientists and MD physicians on an advisory board. Luc Montagnier was one of those who was a Nobel Prize winner. We have the former head of the National Toxicity Program. So these are real scientists, and they look at what I put out. And criticize it if they don't think that it's sustainable. So every statement I make in that book is cited or sourced to peer-reviewed publication or government databases. And, we did a good job because nobody has found there's going to be inaccuracies in it. You can't write a book that long and that dense without doing something. But if there's an inaccuracy and people point it out, I invite people to point them out at the beginning of the book. What is our reaction? Our reaction is not going to be to dig in. It's going to be to change it and apologize and move on. And with the Defender, our newsletter, we probably have the most extensive fact-checking operation of any daily paper now in the country, because nobody else does fact-checking now. And if I was making a lot of mistakes, like really factual errors, none of those people would stay with me. We're very, very careful about it. But what they use that term, vaccine misinformation, not to denote something that is factually inaccurate, but rather something that challenges government orthodoxies. And, that is a very, very odd, as you point out, posture for the press. The press is supposed to be in a constant posture of skepticism towards government, towards powerful agglomerations and of wealth and power. Fierce criticism, fierce skepticism, but that is gone now, and the role has been reversed, where they're supposed to be speaking truth to power, but they are defending power to people who challenge it. And it's really extraordinary, and it's not a good thing in democracy, and democracy is not sustainable when you have this level of global media malpractice. Democracies only function where there's a free flow of information and where the best governing policies rise to the top in the marketplace of ideas. And if you stop people from talking about their ideas, it's, what happens? You get a tyranny and totalitarianism and, a uniformity of ideas, which is like, a religion. It's not democracy and it's not science. It's religion. It's faith and blind faith and undeserving authorities rather than, people doing critical thinking, which you need to do in a democracy.
Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's of course been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.